President Obama is reportedly considering a significant change in strategy in Iraq. A senior administration official tells NBC News the president may send up to 500 additional military trainers to help the Iraqis defeat ISIS. Now, there are currently about 3,000 U.S. military trainers and advisors in that country, and this new strategy comes after Iraqi forces suffered a number of defeats in recent weeks, including the fall of Ramadi. Joining me now live, MSNBC military analyst and retired Army General Barry McCaffrey, who commanded U.S. troops during the 1991 war with Iraq. Thank you so much, General, for your time.
Good to be with you, Cameron.
Let's talk about this possible change in strategy. How could this impact the situation on the ground there, if at all?
Well, it's unlikely to have any material impact on what's going on in Iraq. The last problem we have with the Iraqi army is that they have inadequate small unit training. I mean, we get your generals getting on helicopters and fleeing the battle scene. The problem is competence, discipline, trust in the national government. Now, I get great sympathy, though, for the president. He's stuck in a political dilemma. He wants to make a gesture of some sort. He's trying to get the Sunnis to fight against their Sunni ISIS oppressors, but his problem is a Shiite-dominated government in Baghdad. So this is a problem with no immediate solution.
But obviously, when you hear the word trainers and some 500 of these individuals, men and women being sent over, there are people who have already been skeptical and believe that this is just a ramping up of something more in that country, something you're very familiar with.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's not going to make any significant difference. If we put 10, 15,000 troops in there and embedded Air Force air-ground control teams in Iraqi battalions, if we put some significant command and control people throughout their chain of command, we probably make a difference in the short run. But again, this is a bitter civil war between Sunni, Shia, and Kurds that's not likely to be fixed by an Iranian-backed Shiite government in Baghdad.
Which is so interesting, the timing of this. I'm sure you saw the headlines from Donald Rumsfeld's interview earlier this week, where he said that it was unrealistic to believe that you could put in a democracy in Iraq. And here we are, to your point, with this still entanglement of the civil war combined now with a more hardened terrorist than we've ever seen, being ISIS.
Well, that's right, you know, and certainly Secretary Rumsfeld had a lot to do with the massive problems the Obama administration is trying to deal with now in terms of, you know, taking down an existing governmental structure and then trying to incrementally, with mission creep, build an operative democracy. It was a ridiculous strategy in the first place. Now, having said that, the president's got a problem. He's got some domestic critics. He doesn't want this government to unravel on his watch. The air power, U.S. air power, is going to make a difference. It's keeping it from completely coming apart. But again, the small unit training isn't the problem. That's not going to be the fix.
General Barry McCaffrey, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it, sir.
Good to be with you.